Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to do a review on the Chichi Fabulous and Flawless Foundation. So if you would like to see my review on it, please keep watching. I've heard a lot of hype about the Chichi Fabulous Flawless Foundation for such a long time now, and it's like $39.99 from Farmers, and I was like, ooh, I don't know, because sometimes when you hear really good things about a product, you're sort of hesitant because sometimes it works for them but doesn't always mean it will work for you. So I was like, I'm gonna bite a bullet, I'm gonna try it myself, going to see if I actually end up liking it. I didn't pay full price for mine. I actually got a $20 voucher from Farmers, so I was able to get it for half price, and then I also got a free sponge. So I was like, yes. Alright, so packaging wise, I quite like the packaging. I mean, it's not like a cheapy packaging, it's definitely like heavy. It is glass, sort of frosted glass, and it's not as heavy. Like, it's definitely light. I do think it's light. It's definitely not heavy. It has a clear cap. You don't have to keep that, but I like keeping it just because if you do travel with it, then obviously it's not going to get anywhere. And it does come with a pump. Any foundation with a pump is the best thing that you could buy, whether it's high-end or a drugstore, as you say. Just because it's more hygienic to use a pump foundation than the one that you just like tip over and it just gets a little bit messy. And I do prefer one with the pump, so I was really pleased with this foundation so far. So this is a 30ml, so it's definitely like a normal foundation pretty much. And I'm in the shade 4.8, which is Sand. So this is like a neutral with yellow undertone to it. So it's definitely perfect for me. This is probably the only foundation that matches my skin tone like 100% perfectly. I was with my best friend buying this, and literally I was there. I was like, is it gonna match me? Is it not? Is it too yellow? Is it too light? And we were like, nope. We're just gonna get it, and I got this shade, and I was really glad that I picked this instead of the darker shade. But yeah, anyways, so I heard a lot of hype about this foundation, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to try it, and I did. So I did. So and here, I'm just going to read what it states on the bottle. Oil-free, long-lasting, ultra-light foundation, medium buildable, smudge-proof coverage, unique, fresh and natural flawless face formula, hides all imperfection, and super moisturizing and antioxidant enriched. So you're supposed to shake this before using, and I was like, is it shaking? I don't know about you, but I can't actually tell when I'm shaking or not, but I'm just going to shake it a few times just to make sure. So I've actually on this for 4 weeks now, and I have worn this 4 weeks in a row, daily. So like I said with my previous foundation review with Designer Brand, I've worn this every single day in a daily makeup routine. I've worn this at work, at the clinic, anywhere pretty much. It's been really cold, it's been really hot, and I wear, at the clinic, I wear glasses when I do laser treatment, and usually when you wear makeup you do get indentation underneath your eyes, and I didn't get that with this, but I did use a sponge to blend it together so it can sort of like blend with the skin all in one. So that was beautiful. And the first week I have used this, I was like, I need to love this product, because it was like, it's an expensive product from a drugstore. I'm guessing like $40. So it's definitely on a reasonable price, but depending on how much you really want to pay for a foundation. For the first week, it was just not working out for me. It wasn't blending as well. It was patchy, especially around my nose. It just wasn't sitting on my skin. It wasn't giving me the full coverage I was wanting, and it didn't give me a nice finish. And I was like, what the hell did I just purchase? And then when I was like, I was almost giving up on this foundation. I was like, nah, screw you, you're like shit. And I was like, no, I'm gonna give it a few more weeks, and I did, and I'm so glad I did, because this is actually one of my favorite foundation so far. After about 2 weeks or 3 weeks, that's when I started noticing how much I actually love the product. I was able to play around with it a lot more, and I sort of use a brush, a sponge to see what works well for me. The brush works really well for me, so I don't mind it so much. I do have to use 3 pump though to get a full coverage. I don't know why. I usually use 1 to 2 pump, and then that's fine with me, but this one I had to use 3 Don't know why, but I did. I checked the product inside because obviously you can't see from the bottle, but I checked inside. I'm literally just maybe halfway. So I've had this for a month and I'm only halfway. That's pretty impressive for 3 pumps. Don't know what happened there. I have worn this from 5 to 6 o'clock in the morning until about 11 to 12, like to midnight pretty much. So I've worn it for 12 hours straight, and there was one time I didn't have to touch it up from morning till about 5 o'clock, but it does still look really good throughout the day. It's definitely lightweight. You can't actually feel it on your skin. It's not cakey at all, but then that really depends on how you apply the product. There are people out there that would pack on makeup and then just put powder straight on it, then that will definitely be cakey, but if you use the foundation properly, you'll definitely get a flawless finish. Like I said, I did wear it from 5 to 6 o'clock in the morning until midnight, and I've noticed that it was beautiful, but around the night time, going towards the midnight, I have noticed that my T-zone area was a lot more shiny. The oil was definitely coming through, like on my T-zone and around my nose. I do have a combination skin, so I have an oily T-zone and I dry cheeks. But yeah, it was like around 10 to 11 o'clock I have noticed that my skin looked a little bit more oily on the T-zone. I do set my foundation with a powder, so even with that, at the end of the night, I was literally oily. I really highly recommend this for dry skin, just because I have combination skin, and I noticed that if you are oily, you'll probably look like a grease ball at the end of the day. But if you're dry skin, it's definitely going to sit on your skin beautifully. This close-up is going to be a 1 layer only of that foundation, and as you can see, it does have a beautiful finish. It doesn't cover fully the imperfections, but in the second clip, which is this one here, you can actually see that it's sort of similar but slightly more coverage. And to be fair, it wasn't like the fuller coverage that actually hides all imperfection. For me, it didn't, even when it was 3 layers. And yeah, because there was one time that I had 2 pimples on the side of my cheeks, and honestly, even with 3 layers of this foundation, it did not hide the redness. It was still peeking through, so I had to definitely conceal with and then foundation on top just to make sure I cover that. But yeah, that's the only thing. Smudge proof. I didn't think it was smudging or anything. I didn't notice smudging at all. I was wearing a lot of black for that full week, so I didn't really notice any smudging. I don't really touch my skin that often anyway. I do avoid doing that, so I didn't notice any smudging, so that's good. So yeah, I do highly recommend this foundation. It's definitely blendable, medium to full coverage. You have to make sure you probably need to, if you really have a dry skin, you do need to wear a moisturizer underneath, and if you do have an oily skin, use a primer, because otherwise it'll be a grease ball at the end of the night. And honestly, this is like one of my favorite foundation of all time so far, and like yeah, it's definitely worth the try. So that's pretty much all I can say about that foundation. I'll definitely give it a 10 out of 10 because I have loved this product apart from the first week, but the week after that it was beautiful and I did fall in love with it, and it's a perfect shade for me. I can't turn back. Hopefully you enjoyed this quick review of the Chichi Fabulous and Flawless Foundation, and if you did enjoy and like this video, please give this a thumbs up so I can keep doing this video, and until next time, I will talk to you guys later. Bye. Very sleek, it's affordable, it's very inexpensive. It comes with